Are you in pain? Are you in pain now? Are you in an emotional, physical, or even professional pain? If you are in pain right now, congratulations. Yes, I mean it. Congratulations. You are alive. You are alive. It means you haven't given up yet. That, for me, is what pain means. You don't believe that? In this video, let me share some thoughts on what I mean by it. Pain is proof of life. See you in the video. Hello, my name is Jerry Helm, and yes, this is a fruitful channel where we share thoughts that makes entrepreneurs and people trying to create multiple streams of income a lot more fruitful in their work and a lot more productive in their undertaking. So yes, today we're talking pain, proof of life. I call it pain, proof of life. First of all, pain is only possible because of nerve cells. Pain is only possible because of nerves. And nerves are only nerves when the organism is alive. Think about it. When you're dead, the nerves are dead, right? Why? Because pain uses the brain. It's the brain that actually sends a message. It sends the message of pain. So if the thing bends you at the tip of your finger, it goes through to the brain, and that is where the pain is registered, right? So that is why there are people who are able to train themselves in such a way that they can withstand a lot of pain. I mean, you know, some of these security forces and all that. So pain requires living nerve cells. So on the base of it, I mean, pain is proof that something is alive. True? Pain is proof that something is alive. So we all have our own experiences with pain. Something bent you, you stepped on a nail, your knee hit some side of the bed. All these things are proof of life. Why? Because it was painful, right? Now, I need you to begin to see pain differently, because it signals to your body. Pain signals to your body that there is still life where the pain is. Think about that for a second. There is still life where the pain is. A lot of us, because pain is not pleasant. Pain is not pleasant. Who enjoys pain? Why? Are you a sadist or something? No. Nobody enjoys pain. But pain signals work in the body. It means that the body is still alive. So that is the science behind pain, the very basic science behind pain. As a matter of fact, we are told that we evolved as organisms to feel pain because pain protects us. So you see, in the first place, pain in itself is a protective mechanism. What do I mean by that? If your leg hits the side of the bed, your knee, hits the side of the bed, you instantly make sure that the next time you pass there, that knee is protected. You will move it as far away from the side of the bed as possible, right? And what that does is that it protects you from further injury. So pain is actually protecting you. So pain is not all that bad. Pain is not all that bad. It's protecting you. It's actually a way by which you learn not to, which is why a child gets burnt with fire. They learn it. I mean, the child is playing with the fire. The mom is saying, stop. Dad is saying, stop. Child still continues. Pain, lesson learned. Blade, child playing with blade, stop, drop it. Knife, drop it. You won't drop it. Cut, lesson learned. Right. So pain itself is a protective mechanism. It teaches us lessons. Now let's go into emotional pain as a growth signal. Right? There's so many people who have transformed pain into purpose. Some have transformed pain into purpose because, there are some people who did their best work in pain, like a painter, like an artist. Some people compose their very best in the midst of pain. So they ensure that the pain then begins to help them do their very best work. That is what we mean by transforming pain into purpose, right? There are those that have grown out of For instance, the post-traumatic something that happens to them, and then there is growth, post-traumatic growth. All these things are lessons that pain teaches us. So in itself, pain is a protective mechanism, and pain teaches us lessons. But on this score, I'm saying that if you're in pain, difficult as it may be, if it is someone causing you the pain, wrong as it may be, it still proves that you are not dead yet. It proves that there is still life in you. Use the pain that you're going through now. Use that pain to better yourself, to become better as a person, to become better. And you see, in the midst of the pain, although you want to get out of it as quickly as possible, sometimes if you get out of it quicker than you are meant to, the lessons pain is supposed to teach you, you don't get it. So think about it. Go through it. Go through the lessons, right? Go through the lessons. Go through the lessons. In fact, there is a nice scripture about pain that I like so much. It talks about endurance, perseverance, and all that. It is very, very important that we learn how to endure, right? We learn how to endure. Otherwise, if we're not careful, at the end of the day, the lessons that pain came to teach, you will lose that lesson. And you don't want to lose that lesson. The lesson that pain came to teach, if you're not careful, you will lose that lesson. Try as much as possible. Try as much as possible. Can we read that? Where he says, you need to persevere so that when you have done the will of God, you'll receive what is promised. Sometimes you need to persevere through the pain. And in your rush to get out of the pain, if you're not careful, you might actually go and get yourself into more trouble. The scripture I'm actually talking about is Romans chapter 5, verse 3 to 5. When he said, not only so, but we also glory in our sufferings. We glory in our sufferings because we know, now here comes the lessons. We know that suffering produces perseverance. Perseverance, character, and character, hope. We know this is not we're guessing. This is something we are totally convinced of. We know. I'm not here to belittle the pain you're going through. Far from that. But I'm saying that while I might not be there to hold your hand through the pain, I'm saying that let the pain teach you whatever lesson it meant to teach you. And then go through it. And when you've come out of it, character. Sometimes you need to build small daily practices that will build your resilience whilst you're going through it. You know, it is not every time that you'll be delivered from the fire. Sometimes you go through the fire, right? You need to. Sometimes it's a need. You need to go through it. So what pain, ask yourself this question. What pain in your life is actually calling you to grow? What pain in your life is actually calling you to grow? Let me give you an example. Anytime you have money, you lose your mind. You know, there are people who money and losing mind goes together. They have money, they lose their mind. Spend. And recently somebody was telling me about a guy that if he makes money, he suffers from insomnia. He suffers from insomnia. Immediately he makes money, he suffers from insomnia. And when he said it, I thought it was a joke. And I said, how can you say that? That's so mean for you to say about this guy. He said, no. He's not lying. Every time the guy gets money, he suffers from insomnia. So I said, this is what we're going to do. Prove me. Early morning, he called me and said I should come to his place. I drove to his place. Guess what? The guy was there. The guy was there. What was he doing? He was actually sitting at a joint drinking. At dawn. And I said, what is he doing here? He said he came yesterday night. And he will keep doing this day after day until all the money gets finished. Okay, so that's him. This is what pain will teach him. If he gets broke and begins to suffer hunger, right? What is happening is that the pain of the hunger is teaching him to grow in the area of expenditure. That's all I mean. That's all I mean by what pain in your life is actually calling you to grow. What pain in your life? I hear he will spend. In fact, what he would do is when he makes money, he will park his car. He will park his car and get a driver. And what he will do is that that driver that he got, you are in for a good time. Why? Because anywhere he gets to sit and drink, you will drink some. You will drink some, you will enjoy some, and then after you take him, and I hear around 5 o'clock, he will leave, go rest, come at 8, and because the money must finish. Such a person needs to go through some pain so that he learns. So what pain in your life is actually calling you to grow? There are times when whatever you're going through, you need to reframe your struggles, right? Reframe them in such a way that by the time you're done, you would have been a better person. Pain came to teach you a lesson. So understand that. One of the first lessons pain is teaching you is that you're not dead yet, you're alive. So go through it. Persevere. At the end of it, character is what you gain out of that. And I hope this has been a good one for you. Thank you so much for being with us. My name is Jerry Ham. This is Fruitful. As always, like, share, comment, subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Have a wonderful one. And until next time, it's Fruitful with Jerry Ham.